Hello, Aries, my fire family. How you doing? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. Thought I would show up here just to give you a little bit of energy for the week ahead. Aries, let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs, not just sun signs. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you all about extendeds and how to find a private read that is on sale. Let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. We're doing a 9-card read today. Tell me what's going on for Aries. We've got the 8 of Cups. We've got the 5 of Cups. There's something here that's causing regret. It feels like a disconnection or something that you released. It feels like I feel like you're feeling regret, emotional regret over releasing something. I think you're brave enough to look at it now, but I don't think you were back then. Back when you were releasing it, I think that you felt like you were justified by releasing it. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Devil energy. And we've got the 4 of Swords. Look, the Devil's at the center of things here. I'm going to say that the Devil's a liar, right? Fear is a liar. And it feels like somebody here has gained perspective over why I walked away. Did I walk away prematurely? We'll find out, but it looks like it happened in a snap. Like it's giving me impatience, and it's giving me unstable emotions, possibly. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the 10 of Wands and the King of Swords. I feel like you've got something to say, Aries. It feels as though you're carrying around a really heavy thing on the mind. It feels like something is bothering you. You're just not saying it out loud. And it feels like there was a situation or a decision that you made to release something deeply emotional. And I still feel to this day that you feel emotional. It feels like it comes back to haunt you. I sort of looking at the 5 of Cups as it's a little bit haunting. That's what it's giving me the energy of. But I feel as though you made a quick decision to detach from someone, something, a job, whatever it was. You made a quick decision to detach, but it feels as though it keeps coming back to bother you. Like the thought is ominous. It keeps coming back to bother you. I think that you've tried to let this go, heal from it, get a perspective. I think that you've tried to do that over and over again. And I think at times you were successful, friend. I think at times you pushed it away and it may have stayed away for a while, but I think it still always makes its way back because the Devil is like repetitive, right? And so it feels like it is something that's attached to you, that you get to push it away for a while, but then it ends up finding you again. I feel like some time has passed since this went down. It feels like time has passed here with the Devil, although you're still attached to it. Now you can sort of look at it from a place of perspective now. It feels like you are feeling a little bit safer in your emotional self. And now you're able to look at the situation with perspective and realize that you're never gonna detach from this, or it's never gonna detach from you. So I don't know what went down here, but it feels like you've tried to heal this over and over and over again. But what keeps coming back to haunt you is the regret that you have for making a quick decision on something that possibly feels like you've been carrying it around for a while. We've got this here, which is very interesting, right? We've got the King and the Queen of Swords. I feel like it was a conversation, like a truthful, harsh conversation. The 10 of Wands is here, and it feels like there is it feels like you're heavily burdened by something, like a decision you made to cut someone out, or to say the truth, to face something. I think you're ready to face it now. Yeah. I think it might have been a fight. Look, we have 5 swords here, right? It feels like it was a difference of opinion, or it was a difference like a moral value thing, or we just have independent ideas. I was never going to agree to whatever it is that you want, and you were never going to agree to whatever it is that I want. I feel like there were 2 people here, both in their swords energy, both very independent, people who have very big vocabulary. So I feel like there was it feels like with these two and this 10 of Wands in the middle, I'm just going to say, I don't think you're the only one that's bearing the weight of whatever keeps looping in the mind. Yeah. And like I said, I do feel that you're able to push it away once in a while, but I think that it does come back. We're going to put down 2 cards here and find out what is going on under the surface that you don't see. We've got, there's the 5 of Swords. I called it out right here, right? Yes. It feels like this could be something that is platonic. It feels like there is somebody that you used to know. I'm hearing that song, somebody that I used to know. There's somebody here that you used to know. I feel like you two got on pretty well. The 6 of Pentacles tells me that whenever I gave you something, you gave it right back. And whenever I gave you something, it was like reciprocal, right? Whenever I gave you something, you were reciprocal with it. Whenever you gave something, I was reciprocal with it. But it feels like it came to a place of splitting hairs. It feels like we then fell out. Like we fell out with each other and something ended because we've got 10 swords here. It felt like a betrayal. Somebody here you feel betrayed you, and you used to get on with them really well until the 5 of Swords showed up. And the 5 of Swords is a place where we have a fundamental difference. There was just no way that I could carry on with the thing that you said, and it was sharp. You maybe just blurted something out, or they blurted something out. It feels like I had to just walk away from the situation. And I think that it was a decision that you made in the moment that eventually over time, and I think a long time has passed, eventually over time, I'm thinking like maybe for some of you, it could be 5 months, 8 months. Some of you it could be 6 years. It feels like as time passed, I realized that maybe I was hasty in my departure or said something super quick. And now I kind of regret that ever happened. Tell me about the 5 of Cups. What is this? We've got the 6 of Swords, because I feel like whatever was said, and I'm not pinning it on you, whatever was said out of spite. And King of Swords and the Knight of Wands was said out of spite, was said very sharply. Whenever I see swords and fire, to me that's a sharp tongue. I blurted it out, and with no idea of that maybe I might regret it later. The 6 of Swords tells me that this was at a time when tensions were running high. The Knight of Swords and the 6 of Swords tells me that you were living in chaos. It feels like something you said, or maybe they did. I mean, take it as it is, whatever the perspective is for you. But it feels like somebody said something at a time of chaos. I didn't have any patience to deal with it, and I just said it. And now it feels like there is a regret as time has passed. There is a regret that maybe as I thought it over, 4 of Swords, trying to heal it in my mind, that maybe I shouldn't have said it as quickly as I did. It feels like it left a door open here, friend. I don't think this is over. Why I don't think it's over is because it feels like nothing was accomplished. Nothing from them saying that quickly to you, sharp-tongued, whatever was said that caused somebody to move forward or move on to a calmer place. Maybe you thought them as toxic. They thought you as unstable with your words. And it feels like the World card in the reverse is telling me the door is still open. We didn't accomplish anything. Nothing was achieved, and it feels like it's unsettled. We've got the Temperance card. It does feel like it happened quickly, because the Temperance energy is like, it's like everything was ripe or in its right place for this to go down, which means there was a lot of pressure. It feels like you were in a hurry, under pressure, trying to get something accomplished. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe it even happened in text. You know what I mean? Like we never know what's going on with the other person. Sometimes we'll take offense to it because the person doesn't answer our text immediately or within the next couple days. And it does feel like it was something that was blurted out because you were probably going through something on your end that the other person couldn't see, or vice versa. Maybe you were the one who was offended by the person who said something, and then that was it. I feel like as time has passed, I feel like you've gained perspective about, like, this now doesn't feel like a detachment and justificated walk away. It feels like a sacrifice. It feels like I had to sacrifice something. When all of this was going on and the chaos I was living in, I had to sacrifice something. And so I sacrificed this. Tell me about the Hanged Man. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the 4 of Wands. And we've got the Six of Wands. Look, I feel like you're gaining a different perspective now because it feels as though you're able to feel your feelings, or you're not really running in fire all the time. It feels as though you've tamed your fire a little bit. That happens as we get older. We gain a little bit of wisdom. I'm not, wisdom and age are not synonymous. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But I feel like you're the person who now gets perspective because the Queen of Cups is here. You're far more patient. You're far more compassionate and loving. It's not like you weren't here, but I think that you're in a different circumstance up here. I feel like you've really come back from a really hard place in your life, which I think was going on up here. The Six of Wands is about coming back from the fight or coming back from the war. It's getting a victory after being through many terrible things, right? And so I feel like whatever went on, whatever you released, let go of, detached from, it feels like now you have a different perspective because I think things are a lot calmer emotionally for you. I feel like you've healed, or you're in the midst of healing. Put the Four of Swords, that indicates healing. Yeah. So now that I'm healed, I'm ready to talk because I don't feel like I did back there. Like maybe we came to a fundamental difference and maybe your mind has changed. We all change our minds over time, right? That's why we should never depend on the sun sign to give us all the information we need, because the personality of somebody changes over time. That's changeable energy. When we talk about the moon and the rising sign, that is what gives energy to the sun sign. And so that's what makes you the kind of Aries that you are. So I feel like there is, I think you're ready to talk now. Yeah, I think you've had some sort of a realization. I feel something is being revealed to you, that you are far more courageous now. You have more patience, more kindness. You're able to hold back. I feel like you're just not spitting things at people. You know what I mean? It feels like somebody now is in a calmer place in their life, or maybe you've realized over time that the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands, when they get together, can be a couple of spitfires. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like spitting fire, literally, because the King of Swords is the one of communication, connection. I feel like there was some words said that were pretty harsh. Look, the King of Swords doesn't really care to sugarcoat anything. I don't really care if this offends you. And I think that's why the Five of Swords is here. I feel like this is, it almost feels like it's between two people who are very well matched in terms of a large vocabulary, in terms of debate. It feels like we never really accomplished anything and the door was left open because nothing was ever resolved here. It feels like the only thing that happened was that we parted, we moved away from each other to go to a calmer place, and now we're just both carrying mental burdens about it. We're both carrying burdens. Tell me about the Ten of Wands. We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Three of Swords. So you see what I mean, right? It feels like somebody feels as though too much time has passed and now their hands are tied. And am I just going to have to carry this mental burden forever? It feels like a thought pattern. And like I said, we don't always call up thoughts. Sometimes thoughts just pop in. And sometimes that's because the other person is thinking about us too. This person is carrying the same burdens as this person. So I'm not pinning it on you. I'm not pinning it on them. But I'm just saying, I feel you both are carrying the burden of whatever happened here. And nothing's been resolved because the world card is open, like it's in the reverse. So the door is still open to the chapter. So the Page of Swords is here. Somebody feels as though possibly they were younger and didn't maybe know as much. I feel like now time has passed. I feel like my hands are tied and I just may have to carry around this mental burden of how I hurt that person. How I broke their heart when I said what I said. I feel like it's a bit of guilt because the devil is here. We've got the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I think it was a bold move that you didn't expect that you were going to make. And it happened. It is what it is. I'm just going to say. And Aries taught me that for a long period of time, many years before I understood it. And I think it is what it is. Look, it feels like you have the chance to close the door if you want to. But it is going to take this moment of temperance. It is going to take this moment of balance, understanding, healing, everything, all of the things that you've learned in your life to collide. And I feel like you can get rid of this emotional guilt if you want to, but it's going to take a conversation. Yeah, I feel like we used to get along and we no longer do. Look, this could be a difference of any sort of view. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is going to make a bold move. I feel like somebody is going to make a bold move. Oh, look at that, the Tower's here. It feels like somebody's going to make a bold move to reach out to the other person. There's a plan. You can see the 2 wands sticking out there. There's a plan here that I feel somebody is making a plan to possibly shift the whole situation. Look, we're going to talk more about that in the extended. If you want to come to the extended and watch me pull this apart, I feel like you will feel the courage. You will find the courage to be able to talk to this person again, or them to talk to you, because the Strength card is here and the Sun is here. That's strength. That's fire. That's Leo, right? That's like, now I understand. Because the Ace of Swords is here. It feels like now I get the clarity. Now it's revealed to me the clarity that I needed more courage to be able to speak truth, instead of just saying, get out of my face. I don't have time to deal with you. What the hell are you talking about? Like, it feels like it was boom, like that. And it was at a time when you were stressed out. There was a lot of shit going on. Or maybe it was something that was spit at you, and now you're sad about it because time has passed and you're wondering. And I feel like if that's the case, if it's the other way around for you, it feels like someone is wondering how you're doing because they're still attached to the situation. They've never stopped thinking about you. We're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please look at the top of the comments. There is a couple of links if you click on read more on that pinned comment there. And there's 2 links, one for Hypsee, which is where the private readings are, and one for the membership area. In the membership area, you just click on that link and you'll be able to join the membership to see all of the extendeds that I do for all of the signs. If you're interested in a private read, please know that there is a sale on right now. There is a code in the pinned comment. You will get 10% off my pre-recorded reads. My pre-recorded reads only go on sale once a quarter, so once every 3 or 4 months. So that's on right now until the 4th. And if you're interested in any of those packages, if you take the link to Hypsee and take a look at my packages, you'll be able to see that all the time frames and dollar amounts of all the readings that I offer. Also, I do offer live reads. So if you're interested in that, anywhere between 5 and 75% off of being online with me. I'm gonna go to the extended. If you're there, great. If you're not, that's cool too. Because I'll be back. Because I'm always back. Take care, Aries. Thanks for being here. Bye bye.